So I wanted the honor of doing this. I don't want anybody else to do it because this one's personal to me. And so I'll try to not to get emotional, because when you have a moment where your life changes forever, when you have somebody that expands your mind and your vision for yourself, exactly what I was talking about with that lady yesterday, when you have somebody who cares enough to start something for you that literally changes your family's history, it's going to change where you go as a person in this lifetime, it becomes very personal. And this gentleman that I'm going to introduce now did exactly that for me. He didn't know he was doing it for me. I used to sit in the back, or I'd stand along the wall when I would go to an Excel convention, and I would listen to this person speak, and I listened to what his life had been like and what he had created because of the opportunity. And so when I would sit back there, I always think to myself, if I ever got a chance to tell him, man, I'm going to hug him and let him know really what it means to me. And I've had the honor of getting to know him and actually become a friend, where we actually get to spend time together and talk about what he went through. And hearing his version, what you're going to hear today, is amazing, because it's perseverance and it's success and it's all the things we're all going through every single day. But for me, it's an honor to be able to introduce him, because my wife and children, who are not here right now, they're on their way here, have a different life because of this man. And there are so many, there are literally millions of people that feel the same way out there in network marketing. There are only a few people that I consider to be true legends of the industry. This gentleman is the highest paid network marketer in the history of the industry from a compensation plan. I'll say it again. Out of the entire industry of network marketing direct sales, this guy's made more money from a compensation plan than any other person that's on the planet Earth. He is one of the co-founders of, at the time, it was a record-setting, I don't know if anybody's beat it yet, of the Excel phenomenon. He is the gentleman that the comp plan that we use was derived from what this man did 20 some odd years ago. So would you all help me welcome and really welcome him to the stage. He is a national director, one of our true ambassadors of Momentis, Mr. Steve Smith.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great honor to be here with you today, and I thank Andy for the opportunity to spend a few minutes with you here today. And it's been such a pleasure for me to have reconnected with so many people in the audience here that were at one time involved with Excel, and to hear some of the things that we were doing right that helped us be a very positive connection with your lives. And that's very heartening for me, and I'm just humbled to be up here and being able to speak with you. I just want to share a few things with you this morning. It won't take more than a couple of hours, and they're only going to give me 20, so I got to hurry up. But you know, I have the great honor to be able to tell you today that I truly believe that Momentis is the greatest opportunity I think I've ever seen. And I can say that because I completely was the founder of network marketing for Excel Telecommunications. I brought the compensation plan to the company. I ran the entire marketing operation for Excel Telecommunications for 8+ years. I've been to the top. I've helped take a company to the top. And I'm absolutely qualified to tell you what an opportunity is all about, because, you know, to predict the future, you just have to look at the past. And I recognize from where I came to in this industry what the path looks like that a company follows to be not just a good company, but the greatest company. And I want to compare where we were in the fastest growing company that's ever come along. I mean, we did set some truly remarkable records. We're the youngest company to have ever joined the New York Stock Exchange. Gosh, in 6.5 short years, we went from an absolute zero to, we were doing $1.5 billion a year in long distance. We had at the time, at our height, about 2 million independent representatives, about 25 million customers. I remember even times in our company, months in our company, when we had brand new independent representatives, around 90,000 of them a month join our opportunity. And I got to tell you something, it was really something to watch, the explosion that happened at Excel. I want to just share with you a little bit about you know, what my job was there and how it took us to get where we were going, and then compare that, like I said, to where we are today here at Momentis and why I believe that it is the greatest opportunity I've seen. I started at Excel, and like I said, I ran the entire marketing operation, but I was also the very first independent representative in Excel. And from the organization that I was charged with growing, I mean, the entire organization of Excel came under my organization. If you were in Excel, you were in my organization. And that was a lot of fun. But it wasn't an easy job. And I want to tell you a little bit about that. We set all the records, probably the fastest growing company in U.S. business history. We're recognized in so many ways. We reached $1 billion 9 years faster than Microsoft could do it. I mean, we just set record after record after record. And after about 5.5 years, we were the 4th largest long distance company in the United States, all attributable to network marketing. And it wasn't an easy job. And I'll tell you why it wasn't, because our job was to go out. We once again were operating with the same compensation plan that you're operating with at Momentis. But our job wasn't an easy job, because we had to go out and we had to gather 3 long-distance customers. They didn't have to pay anything to become customers, but they had to sign over the ability for us to change them from the only long-distance company that had ever been in existence for 100 years to a company that nobody had ever heard of. And most people out there believe that if they changed their phone service from Ma Bell and AT&T, that their phones might never work again. And that was and I guarantee you, I saw families break up because sons or daughters would come and ask mom or dad to change and they wouldn't do it. I saw friendships break up. I mean, it was unbelievable, some of the strife. It was an extremely difficult sale. It was a tough job to do. And yet we created and set all these records. And that, to me, you know, looking back on that, it's hard to believe that we were able to grow as fast with what we had to do. Now, in contrast to that, let's look today at where we are in Momentis. And I think that I think you'll find this an easy comparison, a really interesting comparison. You know, in this company today, we've come along so much faster than we ever did at Excel. Today, this company has grown like, I mean, I've never seen a company grow like Momentis has grown. And what we have out there, what we have to do to earn money is similar in a lot of ways, but different in a couple of ways. And I want to share a couple of things with you here. First of all, I want you to understand, if you think that you're in the energy business, you're not. Momentis is in the energy business. You and I are in the money-making business. That's what we're here to do. And if you understand that, first of all, that Momentis is going to gain millions of customers because they pay us very well to go get just a few each. And what they really pay us well for is to help other people get started in this business. So that's the transaction that you and I have to focus on. I tell people, you know, it amazes me why so many people go out and get a PhD at rateology for something they're just going to do with, you know, a few customers. Why would you study how to do that? Momentis doesn't pay us to learn the rates. They don't pay us to do so many things in this business. They pay us to do one thing in this business. They pay us to go get a few customers, just a few customers, and help as many people as we can get started in this industry. And so if that's what we do, you know, we need to focus on that transaction. That's what we need to know everything about. We don't need to know anything about anything else. In fact, I tell people all the time, I say, you know, I would just practice not knowing anything about what you do. And if you stop and think about that, as you see people get started in this business, they're ignorant about all the facts, but they're on fire. And that's the fastest time in their business that you see them growing. Then all of a sudden they're thinking, you know, this is maybe a little too easy, or maybe I need to know what I'm talking about. And they start learning. And they start going to, you know, the books, and they start studying everything, and pretty soon they've got an hour worth of knowledge. And what's interesting about all that knowledge is it doesn't do you any good unless you throw that knowledge up on somebody. You've got to tell everybody that you come in contact what you've learned. And so it's very difficult, because what we have is just one simple transaction. And everybody's got a favorite product in all the services that are available here, but mine, and I want to talk about it because I think, you know, for a long time I've been in Momentis, but I've really only been in it for a couple of months. Because when I saw this EMS product come along, I told myself, whoa, wait a minute. These guys have discovered the secret. And I'm serious. Let's talk about it a little bit. To grow a very fast organization, very fast growing organization for yourselves, it's got to have several qualities. It can't be too complicated. It's something that everybody needs. It's available everywhere. And you don't have to tell them you know how it works, because somebody else is guaranteeing that it does work. So it's really easy this transaction's a very easy transaction. I mean, when you stop and think that you can stand or sit at a table with a person that's getting started in this business and get it all done right then and there, I got to tell you, folks, you need to think about what I'm talking about. Because if our business, your business and my business, is focused on one transaction, and that's getting somebody new started, and you can do it at the table, and the money is earned at the end of that session, it doesn't get any easier than that. With a product that works, with a product that everybody needs, with a product that nobody has to know how it works. I mean, plug it in and turn it on, come on. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is unbelievable. If you understand how to make money in this business, or if you don't understand how to make money in this business, you need to listen very carefully to what I'm talking about. Because if you set that example, if you can get the money made at that moment, and you can teach that, we never had that opportunity at Excel. We had to go out and find some tough long-distance customers. And we had to make sure that they signed up. Everybody said that they were going to sign up. Nobody would do it. Anyway, I'm getting short on time. I'm going to have to cut some of this short. But I just want you to understand something else. In my experience in Excel, I was the top money earner in Excel pretty much most of the time. At the end of 2 years, I was making all of $1,200 a month. Pretty good money, huh? And maybe you can understand why we weren't going very fast, because the top money earner was making $1,200 a month. But at the end of 4 years, enough of us had stayed. We had, we brought a lot of people. Most everybody leaves. If you've been to a meeting where nobody that you invited showed up, congratulations, you're on the right track. You're going to be successful. If you think that you're doing it wrong, do it wrong long enough and you'll be successful. But at the end of 4 years, I was making $35,000 a month. A year and a half later, I was making $1.2 million a month. And it's something, if you've never done that, you need to try it because it's an awful lot of fun. Trust me, you can adjust to it. You may think that's too much money to spend. You can do it. If you need some help, call me, I'll help you spend it. But it's not about $1.2 million a month. I'll tell you what it's about. It's about why it took that kind of a jump in a year and a half, from $35,000 a month to $1 million a month. And it has to do with something that's very close to the name of this company, which is momentum. And every one of the great money earners in Excel has one thing that we can say that we can attribute the money that we made to, and that was being at the right place at the right time. Now I know, and I heard yesterday a young man say, you know, everybody says that. Congratulations, you're at the right place at the right time. But I want to tell you something. If you believe what I'm talking about tonight, this afternoon, and you believe that with a simplicity of something you don't have to know anything about, you can go out and get lots of people started. That's how we made our money. We just kept getting started, person after person after person. And this is the easiest way I've ever seen to do it. A product that everybody needs. You don't have to know how to use it. You don't have to guarantee it, somebody else does. And you can get it all done right then and there. And that's huge. They don't have to go home and promise to do it. You can do it right as you're sitting there. And if you understand what I'm talking about and the potential that this has, then you have to believe that momentum is coming. And I believe it started already. I think it started in a bigger way than you understand. The good news is that it is going to happen. The bad news is it's going to happen faster than you'd like it to, because it only does you good if you have gone out there and built a huge organization. When this momentum started for us, our incomes went up. More people would get involved. They'd come in, our earnings would go up. The word of that would go out. More would get involved. Our earnings would go up, and pretty soon our growth curve went from like this to like this, completely vertical. And it's because of momentum. And if you understand what you're standing in front of right now, you'll understand that that's going to happen in this company. I guarantee you it's going to happen in this company. All you've got to do is make sure that you've got something for it to happen too. You know, if you're standing out there and this explosion happens, and it's not going to make a whole lot of difference in your income if you're all by yourself. You've got to go out, and before this momentum really hits its stride, and you've got to go as hard as you can and build an organization out there. It's all about momentum. And if you believe that, you'll work 8 days a week and 48 hours a day, because I honestly believe that, and if you believe like I believe, that you're probably standing, you know, it happens so few times in our life. We're lucky if it happens once, that one place and one time that's the right place and the right time. And if this is that for you, don't let it go by. Make sure that it doesn't go by. You know, I used to give an example, and I'll close with this. I think it's such an appropriate example. I used to talk about, you know, imagining a surfer out there, or surfers out there, you know, and watching these guys floating around in the ocean out there, and they paddle out there, and you see them riding they sit, a wave comes along, they go up, and it passes, they go down, and they're out there looking for the big one, because, you know, they've had to put some effort into paddling all the way out there. They don't want to just take a little one and try to ride it in. They want to find the biggest one that they can. And so, you know, as they see this one, it's a special one that comes along, they see it out kind of on the horizon, and the first thing you see them do is they turn around and they start paddling, because they've got to stay ahead of that wave. They got to be going as fast as that wave is going so that by the time it catches up with them, they can ride it on into the beach. But so many times, you know, we see that wave coming along, and I guarantee you, if you've ever been out in the ocean, if you've ever been standing there or on a paddle, on a surfboard or whatever, and had that wave go past, have you ever tried to catch up with one after it's passed you by? What you need to do is understand that it's all about paddling as hard as you can right now. You need to go out and do everything that you can. You need to be in this business all day long and more, and 8 days a week. And I guarantee you, if you do, you will be at the right place at the right time when the explosion happens. If you've gone out and taken care of your organization and built your organization to as big as you can, it will happen to you, and I'm living proof of that. Because you can't work hard enough to make $1 million a month. It's about something else. It's about momentum. It's about momentum that is going to happen in Momentis. Trust me on this one. I've enjoyed spending my time with you. I look forward to meeting the rest of you who've been in Excel, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you as well. Thank you very much.